Good morning everybody, welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. I hope you're all doing great and welcome to this new video right here on XRP. We're going to do a full update on XRP. We will really zoom out, right? So this is the 4-hour time frame, but we'll take a look at the 12-hour time frame as well. But I also thought it would be valuable in this video to really zoom in because the last 24 hours for XRP have not been bad. I mean, in a sense, we're still at the same levels as we were yesterday morning, right? So in that sense, nothing has really changed. But I do think that the overall reaction we had to certain support levels over the course of the night, I think that was slightly bearish. And what we saw on Friday we saw that when Bitcoin went for higher highs, XRP did not, right? So we saw a relative weakness. And XRP is definitely not the only coin where we saw that. So this is not I'm not going to tell you, ooh, I would be careful with XRP. No, I think XRP on the higher time frames looks great. But I do think that the probability of getting that pullback, which I've kind of went back and forth on that in the last couple of videos, about getting a pullback into 2.9, 2.88, yes or no, I think the probability of that has increased again. But ultimately, do I think it matters? No, I think I think we're moving up to that level at 3.2 either way. I think we can overshoot that easily into 3.35, 3.4. That is still what I do expect generally on XRP. I don't see a lot of momentum right now. So do I think that it's going to happen very quickly? Do I think that it's going to happen very aggressively? No, I don't. But I do think we have a very constructive bullish structure, right? I mean, we found strong support right here. Let me draw something. Found strong support right here. Good reclaim. Good constructive price action right here. There's a high liquidity zone right here. It's not normal that we don't push through that easily, especially not if the momentum is relatively low. And I think you can also see if you take a look at the open interest, so the leverage in the price. Can I see that? Oh, leverage is actually quite high. Not necessarily a bad thing, but the leverage also cooled down a little bit at that level. And now we do have some leverage coming in. That actually creates, I hadn't seen that. That actually does make the probability of volatility higher. So I'll incorporate that. But okay, so now we have this fair value gap right here at 2.9. And the reason why I think it's a little bit more likely, again, that we're going to pull back into that before pushing up higher is two things. First of all, if you take a look at yesterday, you can see that we actually had a pretty positive Sunday night right here. And then when we pulled back into some of the levels that some of the imbalances that we left, the reaction to that was very weak, right? And ultimately, did we find support at the 7-day and the 30-day rolling VWAP? Yes, we did. So that's good news. I mean, like I said, I'm not bearish on XRP. But if XRP would have momentum, if XRP was going to rally, it would have found stronger support right here at the fair value gaps, and it did not. And then outside of that, what we're seeing right here on the 4-hour time frame is a pretty textbook structure where from a strong support level, you have a high volume move right here above a critical support zone or a critical key level right here. Then you get time and place above that level while not retesting it. And what happens very often, and right now let's take 2.9 as that main area that we've broken above. What happens very often is that we dip down once into that level and then rally up higher. And this is like a textbook example of seeing something like that. So we do have some short-term, some intraday price action that supports this as well. We're seeing Bitcoin pulling back a little bit more. The markets are not as strong as of right now as last week. And we have that fair value gap. Fair value gaps always work as a bit of a magnet, especially when there's not a lot of momentum and when there is a lot of leverage, which is also true for XRP. So those are my thoughts. So ultimately, I'm still bullish on XRP. I think short term, though, a pullback is a little bit more likely. But those are my thoughts. Thank you for watching, everybody. Take care and bye.